Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Madman Mondello coming at you live from the Garden Nickel Rock here in beautiful Alabama. Rolling us down on the ground instead of up in the trees. Ha 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 ha! Yeah. Mr. Stephen Potter. How are you, Steve? What's happening, baby? Stephen went ahead. I'm in just one of those rare forms, okay? Anyway. I'm always in rare form, let's face it. Anyway. Yeah, I need to visit the funny farm. Alright, so anyway. Stephen Potter, my crazy friend. He went ahead and he sent this beautiful Halo 4 Master. What are you into, BDSM? Chief Edition Halo console. Anyway, here it is. It's all done, Steve. Okay, now, what I did to this thing, you really don't want to know because when you get it, you probably won't want to touch it anymore, okay? I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Anyway, okay. So we went ahead, and what we did was he sent it in. He sent it in with a 320 gig drive. Okay, so what I did was we did the RGH 1.2 method. Okay, that's thanks to Octo423, also known as Josh Davidson. Now, Josh and I are good friends, and we talk a lot, and we test all kinds of stuff together. Okay, and he sends me files and says, do this, do that, you know. And by the time we're through, it turns into a cursing fest, but we still figure it out, so it's all good. Well, he does, actually. I'm just sitting there for shits and giggles and just, ha-ha! So, anyway. Anyway, we use the RGH 1.2 method on this thing. Now, to date, that is the fastest boot method that there is. Okay, you're not going to get any faster than that. It's as fast as a retail and then some. Okay, because we're using a PLL. If you don't know what the PLL is, it stands for phase lock loop, and it really does help on boot times, of course. Okay, so we're using the RGH 1.2 fat method, but on a slim. Okay, and he's the one that found the PLL. Yes, he got the schematics for the Xbox. So once you got them, pretty much sky's the limit. So this crazy bastard goes ahead and does that, you know, right? He's like, hey, Tony, check it out, man. I'm like, going like, cool. So, Steve, what you got here is you got an RGH, but with 1.2 method, not RGH2, but 1.2. Okay, now, just to show you what I'm talking about here, okay, is, all right, here's your little console, all right, and we're going to press a button here. Yes, it makes the funny sounds too. Now, watch. As soon as the video clears, okay, it's going to boot. You can't get better than that. That's as fast as a retail. And, you know, you say, oh, well, that's just one time. Okay, we'll do it again. All right? And notice I didn't even, like, shut it down fully. Okay? Didn't even give it a chance. As you can see, it booted. Okay, life is good. We'll do it again. Now, I'm not even waiting for the fan to stop. Okay? You know, I mean, now, mind you, I've had success like that with RGH2, of course. You know, I mean, you guys know my boot times. They're going to be within 1 to 3 cycles. But this right here is insane. And for those of you that say, oh, wait a minute, that's only 3 times. Okay, here, wait a minute. I'll turn it off. Okay? And then what I'll do? Here, I'll drive it crazy. Okay, that should do wonders for the SMC. That poor little thing's going, what the hell are you doing? As you can see, that's 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, you know, and so on and so forth. It just boots and boots and boots and boots, just the way a retail would. So, there you go. Thank you, Octo423, and thank you for sharing these files with all of us. Because, you know, of course, all the people that never bothered to even test it, you know, I mean, of course, they're going to grab hold of this and be like, yeah, you know what I mean, you know. But, you know, for the guys that tested, the guys that, you know, the guys that work together and everything, and Josh being the OG type guy that he is, you know, I want to thank you for this. You definitely did a contribution to the community like there's no tomorrow, and I appreciate it, and thank you. And thank you for sharing, letting me test with you this crazy stuff, because I know every time you come out with something new, you're always in my inbox going, hey, Tony, check this out, you know, and it's like, okay, well, Josh, my console is now sitting there, and it is masturbating. Thank you so much. Can you get this freaking file fixed, please? So anyway, okay. So anyway, Steve, sorry. Here's your console, man. No, I'm not sorry. Okay, deal with it. All right, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you up over here, okay? And as you can see, we booted up into Aurora. Now, alrighty. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sync up this controller here, okay? And as you can see, we start off, okay, in show all. Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to jump right to the Xbox 360 games, all right? Now, See, he did a send in. Now, when you do a send in with me, okay, when you send me a console and it has a hard drive, you know the way I am. I'm gonna stuff that motherfucker full until it's coming out of its fucking ears. You know why? Because that's what I do. All right. So anyway, we start off Xbox 360 dashboard, and we work our way through. We have Battlefield, we have Borderlands, we have Bulletstorm, Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2, 3. You know, you got a bunch of Call of Duties on here. You got a bunch of freaking Black Ops. You got a bunch of Gears of War on here. You got some Grand Theft on there. You got some freaking Halo. You got Kane and Lynch, what you wanted. You wanted me to put Kane and Lynch on here for you, so I did. All right. Now you got Mass Effect trilogy, so on and so forth. Minecraft, NCAA College Football 14. Yes, and this comes with the mod College Football Revamped version 14.1. All right. So you know you're not gonna have the buggy 14.0. You're gonna have the good 14.1. All right. Now they had to do an update on it, you know, midstream because something happened. Okay, and it was just messed up. So if you have to, for those of you that already got consoles and everything, that we were on 14.0, you're going to have to upgrade to 14.1. Go to College Football Revamped GitHub and go ahead and download it and transfer it with your PC over to the RGH, and it'll be fine and dandy, and silk robes will part, legs will spread, and everything will be fine and dandy, okay? And you can play on the grassy field. Hopefully it's got no grass. I like that. It's better that way. Smooth. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Also, my crazy development, all right, well, I came up with the idea, and he looked at me going like, you always got to do this to me, don't you, Tony? Really got to do this to me. So I asked him, I said, hey, pal, what do you think about being able to update NCAA College Football 14 through the Xbox? And, of course, he just, like, looked at me and went, I'm going to freaking shoot you. All right, but I put a bug in his ear. And lo and behold, he comes back and he's like, well, I got an XEX for you. You know, when you throw out a challenge, you know how these guys are. All right, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I bet you I can do it. Bet you can't. Bet you I can. And sure enough, they do. And you're like sitting there with the reverse psychology going, yay, I got what I want. No, I'm kidding. Okay. He's going to kill me for saying that, but that's okay. Anyway, he went ahead and he developed a plugin for this thing. So you could put it in your dash launch, and it'll just sit there quietly, all right? When a new update comes out for this game, it will automatically find it, and it will start to download it. Now, I'm going to tell you, you could shut the console down midstream and turn it back on, and it's going to resume from where it left off, all right? So it's not going to have to re-download the entire file. It's going to hash check it. It's going to download it in chunks, okay? And it's going to check it against the MD5 hash and all that crap and make sure that everything is right and that file is actually the new update, okay? So, that's a good thing. Now, the bad thing is you got to remember this thing has very small socket buffers, okay? We're dealing with a, you know, a 32-bit environment, basically, you know, based on a 3.1 gigahertz IBM processor, all right? The socket buffers are very small on this thing, all right? So, it's going to take some time for it to download. But it saves you the hassle of hooking up a PC or whatever, hooking up your phone, using FTP and all that crap. It'll automatically do it for you. So every time that they do an update, which they normally do once a month, it will automatically find it, download it, and install it. Okay? I'm going to have that plug-in shortly, just so you know. Also, some good news too, as well. Aurora Dashboard is going to be updated very shortly. Okay? It's been fixed. Now, Stellar Cultist wrote a patch for it, the Aurora Crash Patcher, okay? Where it stops it from crashing when you're downloading titles and everything else. But, of course, that didn't include the banner and all that stuff. Well, you know, he went ahead and he was talking with Gavin Darklighter and all those guys over there, all right? And, you know, got together and he fixed it for them. Well, they all fixed it, actually, but he fixed it mostly. And on the most part, what's happening is he's now part of the Unity team. Okay, and he went ahead and what he did was he fixed it within Aurora. So we're going to be getting an update shortly from them. Okay, just so you know. All right, and you won't need that plug-in anymore in Dash Launch that's labeled Aurora Crash Patcher because it won't crash anymore. And now it also fully downloads all of the banners, all of your artwork, and all the other stuff without crashing. Okay, so that's taken care of. You're going to be seeing an update shortly. Thanks to Stellar Contis and his insanity of C++ and all that kind of happy nonsense. All right? So anyway, that's all taken care of now. So we don't have to worry about that. Now, all right. We're gonna go to Xbox Live Arcade, and as you can see, you got a ton of Live Arcade on there. Now, mind you, when you play these games, okay, put the system in bypass mode. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to include in the description a link to system startup and like a newbie file for people who are new to RGHs, okay? When you put this thing in bypass mode, these are fully available games that are full, ready to go, okay? If you're online, it's going to be a trial. That's just the way it is, okay? So just so you know. So you got a bunch of Xbox Live Arcade on here as well. Connect, you got nothing in there because I don't have any Connect games on it or anything like that. We can even take out that placard if we want, which is very, very easy to do. Okay? Then, of course, you have your homebrew section where your tools reside. All right? And then, of course, you have Xbox Classic games. Again, you have to put it in bypass mode to play these games, guys. So, I mentioned bypass mode and tell you how to do it in that startup setup video. All right? So, anyway, you got some Xbox Classic games on there. And then you got some indie games, including cleavage, okay, what I like. I'm sure all men like cleavage, Hell, some women like cleavage too, it's all good. And they like to especially have it, because then it's cool. Okay, so anyway, then we have emulators, okay? Now you got a ton of emulators on here. There's over 8,000 ROMs on this thing, okay? MAME plays everything. You got Sega, Game Boy, and of course Super Nintendo, and of course Nintendo system, okay? Got a ton of side-scrollers, old arcade games, old console gen series. It's all there for you. All right. Now we'll go back to Xbox 360. We're going to hit the dashboard and make sure that we're online. All right. We should get a notification. Yes, we're good. Bypass the sign in. Ah, yep. And there is an error with the Xbox has been doing this lately. Okay. She's up and she's online. Believe me. Okay. It's just that there was an error with the with the sign in thing. So it happens. Okay. It's just one of those things. But that's okay. Anyway, look, okay, in order to do this here, now, as you can see, the KB is unbanned. Of course, reserve days, you have 89 reserve days left. Also, it didn't help me, like, powering it on and powering it off 10,000 times either. That did not. You had to play with some network traffic for sure. Anyway, okay, look, over here, all right, you have your Advanced Warfare cheats, BO2 cheats, Ghost cheats, and Modern Warfare 3 cheats. Those are the off-hosts on the server. To disable, hit A. To enable, hit A. All right, and then that will enable your menus for online play. All right, you also have Jiggy and Sentinel in there for BO2 and, of course, zombies, so that way then you have a couple GSC menus as well. All right, now we're going to bring this back to Xbox Home. All right, and like I said, Steven, I want to thank you for your business, okay? And also thank you for letting me work on your Xbox, so that way when you pop it out of the box, it starts humping your leg. All right, I'm not responsible for when that happens, okay? But it will happen sooner or later, trust me. It's got a personality all of its own. But, guys, listen, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And Steven, again, thank you for your business. Now, if you guys are interested in doing a send-in, okay, it's a cheap way to do it, okay? Instead of having to buy a console, if you have one, even if you have one in your closet or something like that, and you want to get some use out of it or whatever, okay? As you can see, it does a lot of things, okay? It's not just for modding online or modding GTA 5, that's... Yeah, these things were originally designed to, so you can play homebrew on it, emulation games, stuff like that. It wasn't designed really to go online. But, of course, in 2012, you had Jester and Ninja come around, and then they could make it go online without getting the KB ban, and that's where that craze came in. And then you had all these menu makers and all this crap going on and everything else. But it's not just for that, okay? It's a multi-purpose machine now. It's not just to play Xbox games. It plays a lot more and does a lot more. Okay, you also can get on Nova network, and you can get on Link network and play with System Link enabled games and all that kind of good stuff as well. All right, and like I said, you could play original classic games on it. There's a ton of stuff that you can do with it. Okay, it's not just whatever. It's not just an Xbox anymore. All right, it's a fully opened up Power PC basically, because that's what it is. All right, and you just use an unsigned code. That's what the RGH does. It lets you play unsigned code. All right, so if you ever want to send one in or whatever, you could send it off to us. All right, and I think it comes out to like 105, and that includes the shipping back to you. I'll put a chip in it. Make sure it has a hard drive, because if it has a hard drive, I can put all kinds of cool stuff on it like this. Okay, which pretty much simplifies it, because when you start it up, guess what? You're good to go. All you got to do is just download your profile and off you go. That's the idea, okay? It's not having to work on it, but actually being able to use it out of the box. That's the whole idea behind this, okay? So anyway, Stephen, thank you so much for your business. I greatly do appreciate it. Look for that description, okay? Look in the description. You will see that startup link. Please, please, for the love of God, click on that link and watch that entire video. It's an hour long, but it shows you how to get your console online, how to put it into bypass mode, how to copy and paste files and folders over to it, how to use FTP with it, how to use Xbox Neighborhood with it, hell, even how to use your freaking phone with it with an FTP program, okay? So, you know, like I said, you're not just tethered to a computer too. You can also use your phone and all that kind of good stuff. So, listen, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it, okay? And you all stay cool. And, you know, if you do something bad, please name it after me. I would greatly appreciate it, all right? So, y'all have a good one. And, Stephen, we're going to be shipping this thing out to you tomorrow. You will have a tracking number in your email that you purchased the service with. So, thank you again. Greatly do appreciate it, brother. And you all have a good one, guys. And I'm going to holler at you later. Take care, guys. Have a great night, okay?